welcome May with a garden of spring flowers. We are surrounded by the beauty of flowers everywhere. This month has been very special because my mother gifted me a set of beautiful floral hankies. I was so inspired by their colors, their nostalgic feeling, that I created them in digital form using my own sketches and drawings. I had so much fun creating these papers. A lot of love was put into them, and it all started from a hanky set that my mother gifted to me. Inspiration is everywhere, and this way flowers will not only be blooming outside in my garden, but also in my journal. I loved the papers so much that I was inspired to create a set of ephemera to coordinate along with the beautiful papers. Journal notes, journal cards, tags, pockets, even little mini replicas of the papers themselves. These journal treasures offer something for everyone. If you love florals, if you love hankies, if you love beautiful ephemera to put into your journals, I hope that this kit speaks to your heart, gives you comfort, and that it brightens your heart and soul on those rainy days. A lovely collaboration that started with my mother and I, and it will continue with you into your journal pages. Hi everyone, and welcome back to Amity Bloom. Today we're going to be filling in the pages of our journal that we created using just one sheet of paper. The process is super easy, and I will take you through creating pages, pockets, and ephemera to decorate the blank pages of your book. The first thing you want to do to your booklet is you want to enclose the lower portions of your pocket pages. My favorite method for closing these pockets is using masking tape. You can use glue, you can use washi tape, you can use pretty much anything you have on hand. You can have more of a vintage effect if you also passed it through your sewing machine. However, I like to just start with masking tape and then decorate it later if I'd like to. This way your lower edges have been closed up and you have a side pocket here. For the middle page, we have the bottom as well as the top exposed. So I'm just going to be closing up the bottom as well. Now your second page has turned into a top loading pocket. And it's the same exact process for the third and final pocket page. Now we're ready to begin decorating the pages. I want to create a statement page. I suggest taking another sheet of paper and cutting it up similar to the size of your booklet to create a template. I have this beautiful fabric that reminds me of a little meadow, and it makes me happy. And it's going to be on this sheet of paper that I'm going to be gluing and adhering my fabric. I'm going to sew around the edges to give it contrast. And then I'm going to choose my sentiment in the center to create my statement page. Add your fabric to your paper using any adhesive of your choice. And then you want to cut off the excess of your fabric. Now that my fabric page has been made, I'm going to pass it through my sewing machine to give contrast. I have just added my statement piece to my fabric page. You then want to take your statement page, and with a bone folder you want to make sure the edges are nice and adhered. And this is the first page in our journal. It looks so pretty and so colorful. I just finished cutting up 3 pieces from my hanky papers, this one in the shape of a square, and these 2 in the shape of strips, because we're going to wrap them around the pocket pages. You're going to want to take a piece of paper cut in a strip, and this is 8.5 by 11 paper, and then you're going to flip it over and you're going to fold the excess paper over so that we create a tuck spot here on the back. We don't cover up our pocket page, and we have completely covered up the first part of our book. I like to use a glue stick to attach my pages, but you can use a stronger adhesive than that. And then when you turn it on the back, you want to make sure you don't glue this down yet. You want to cover up and decorate the bottom portion so that when you do decide to either glue this entirely down or add some double-sided tape and create a pocket, you have this space completely decorated beforehand. Add your glue, add my ledger paper. You want to add double-sided tape to the back of your paper and make sure the edges adhere to your page. By cutting your paper in a strip, folding it over through the top, you have covered both pages, created a little tuck spot here at the bottom, and you didn't cover up your side pocket in the middle. Now for this next page, you're going to want to cut your paper into a square, And you're going to repeat the same process but wrapping it around your paper this time. Just add your adhesive, glue your page. So now you have some journaling space on that side, and now we have this little flip here. You can decide to completely glue and adhere this onto your page. However, I'm going to use it as a flip. And because this is regular copy paper, it's not cardstock, I decided to print out some of my hanky ephemera pieces on thicker cardstock, and I'm going to use this to back up the regular paper. And I'm using the scrap paper just to cover up the space that my hanky ephemera will not be able to. Add your adhesive and then glue your hanky page down. And now you want to cut off the excess. And now we have our flip out page where we can do some extra journaling. And then for the middle page, I want to add some antique ephemera. So I'm going to incorporate some of this music paper. And since I have this extra little piece of paper, I'm going to enclose it to create a pocket. I have applied my glue, and then I'm going to attach this piece of paper directly onto the back. And this way we have created a super easy little text spot that can hide behind our flip. Now for this page, since there is a side pocket, you want to take your strip again, and you want to glue the front piece, fold it over, open it up, decorate the bottom, and then create your text spot once again. I have passed my piece of fabric through my sewing machine on my scrap paper, and then this will be glued to my page using my glue stick. And then I need to add a sentiment. I'm going to glue my sentiments onto one of my digital ephemera pieces and add more layers on top of layers to make it look more interesting. Adhere this onto the page. And then I have these little pieces of fabric left over from our first fabric statement page, and I'm going to add them on the bottom and on the top to look like washi. Oh, this is so cute. I have finished decorating the pages of my pocket journal. I loved how I used the papers from the digital kit, and then I also used sentiments that I had. And what I want to do with this is, because there are further pockets to then journal on, I want to give every individual pocket page a theme that I can journal about. So for this one, I will show you what the theme is. This second pocket is love with as many things as possible. So everything that I love in my life, I will journal and I will tuck it into this pocket up there. You can also do more writing there. On the next page, I put she knitted a blanket to match. And this one, I had so much fun with this collage. It reminded me of creating something with your hands. And so here I'm going to journal about my love for knitting, my love for sewing. I've recently also gotten into making your own lotion and your own soaps. So that homespun style of creating things for yourself with your hands. So that's what I'm going to journal about here. And then in the pocket, I also will be journaling about the theme. And then the third pocket here says love tree. And I'm going to journal about all of the people that are in my love tree. The tree that I love, my loved ones, my family members, they will be journaled about in there. And then this last little pocket, it says express your creativity. I'm going to be journaling about my favorite projects that I have created thus far. So in between the pockets, so this pocket here, the top loading pocket, and the side pocket, I am creating some floating pockets to go inside. So this little card here, I want to show you before I take it to my sewing machine. It's one of the journal cards from the Hanky Ephemera pack, and what I decided to do was fold it and crease it so that it could fit within the size of my journal. And instead of cutting this piece off, I decided to fold it back, and we're going to pass it through my sewing machine to create a floating pocket. And I love it because you have the design on the back and you have the design on the front. You can journal here, you can journal here, and then you can put more journaling within the pocket. I am going to be backing them with some vintage paper so that it's not completely white on the back. This one says, "She has a love for vintage treasures." This is going to be the theme for this pocket page, and it's going to be secured nicely within the pocket, so you have to open it up to find out what the theme is. And then for this pocket page, which is a top-loading pocket, I wanted to create a slimmer pocket, and this is from one of the hanky papers that I didn't end up using within the pages. So this one I cut a little square, folded it in half, and I'm just going to sew the edges to make a floating pocket. And then my journaling will be folded and placed in here. And then this will be then placed into the pocket page. It is so interactive and so much fun. Here is the final book with the page decorations, the pockets, the ephemera. The only thing that is missing is my writing and pictures. When you open it up, you have your statement card that we created with fabric and our sentiment from the kit. And I added a little strip of paper to bring in those red tones from the flowers. And then I placed a cute little sticker to give the theme of this journal, which is all about me and the things that I love. And for my first pocket page, I have my floating pocket that I created from one of my ephemera cards. I will be journaling on here, more journaling on the tag, and then including a picture of some of my favorite vintage treasures that are in my studio. On the back of that page, I have the beautiful paper, a little bit of lace up at the top, and then in this little pocket here, I have a vintage tag from one of my French papers. On the back, I will add a picture or do some journaling. On the second pocket page, I added a little snippet of some fabric that I love, some paper from the ephemera kit, and then this phrase, "Love with as many things as possible." And in this pocket page, I have the really adorable little floating pocket that I created using some of the hanky papers. And then in the pocket is one of the tags from the ephemera kit as well, and it just fits so nicely in this pocket. I love how all of the colors are so cheerful, so colorful. They remind me of summer, and I feel like these pages are a transition from spring to summer. These papers make me so happy, and they're so easy to combine with antique papers and your own papers from your collection. So within this pocket and here, I will journal about my love for creating things with my hands. Here I have another little ephemera from the kit. And then this is the cute little stamp that's included in the kit, and then I added some paper to match so I could do a little journaling, some miniature journaling. I just collaged little snippets of paper that I love. And then on this page, more of the hanky paper, a snippet of some real wallpaper, and then the theme for this pocket page, which is Love Tree. Here's another hanky journal card, the beautiful floral, and then I backed it up with some receipt paper, which you can also journal on. I like how you can still see a little bit of that floral, and that just tucks right into the pocket. And then for my last two pages, a phrase that says "Express your creativity," and inside of this pocket is another one of the journal cards from the hanky ephemera, and this one matches the floral from this paper. So all of the flowers coordinate and match really well together, and I can journal on the back, on the front, and then I could also write on some piece of paper, fold it up, and place it in that pocket as well. And then to finish the book, I wanted to do just like I did on the front, one of my fabric statement cards, and I put the sentiment, "Love is a springtime plant that perfumes everything with hope and peace." I believe this is from my most recent sentiment pack, and I layered it on top of a French receipt from the digital kit, as well as some fabric to mimic fabric washi. And that is the final page for the most adorable journal that I think I've made for myself. It's so colorful. I love how everything is so functional yet really beautiful at the same time. Even though it's a small little book, it measures 6 by 3, You can put so much in here. I have flips in here, I have pockets, I have ephemera, and it's going to have my words and my pictures to follow the theme for the pocket pages. I couldn't be happier with this book, and I love that it's all about me and the things that I love. Both of the journals that we ended up creating projects for, it's centered around ourselves. You need to document yourself in your journals, your memories, your thoughts, the things that you love. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed seeing how I decorated all of the pages within this little book. I hope that it gave you inspiration to create pages, pockets, and ephemera. This is what I created for a 6x3 journal. Imagine what you can create with a bigger journal. Using paper and fabric, you can transform any blank page into a beautiful little treasure to express your creativity. So thank you so much for watching. I hope that you had an amazing time watching this video. Definitely let me know what you think below in the comment section. If you want to see a final flip, and if you fell in love with the hanky papers or hanky ephemera, I will leave a link below in the description and in the comment section to where you can purchase it in my shop. Thank you so much for giving me your time, for your love, for all of your support, and until next time, I hope that you have an incredible day wherever you are, filled with peace and love. Bye-bye, and talk to you soon.